This is a Hornby Railroad 9F that was sent to me by Duncan. He told me that the chassis in both the locomotive and the tender suffered badly from mazout rot. He managed to replace the chassis in the locomotive and he's fitted a replacement plastic one in the tender, but he's been unable to get this to run and through the toweling. I'm not convinced that that's a very good idea. I think it might be better. Would that fit in there? Yeah, that wire's just popped off, so we'll solder that back on and away it goes. Oh. And that all seems fine. So I've had the gears out, cleaned them up, chucked them back in. I've got myself into a bit of a girdle here. Right, okay, next day. I decided to put the locomotive back together off camera. I didn't think it would make very good viewing, me fiddling about with wheels and pickups and wires and everything else. But it all went back together fine. And I think this will work. I haven't tested it yet. I'm just about to do that. I've soldered the wires onto the drawbar. Hopefully I've got them the right way around. Probably haven't, but we'll see. So let's get this onto the test track and check that it works okay. It's going to be interesting to see if it goes backwards okay, but let's just see. So it goes forwards okay, backwards. Yeah. So, whatever the problem was, it's sorted. I'm going to have a very careful look at the footage that I took of this when I was taking the gears out, just to see if I can see anything wrong, because I've got no idea what was wrong with this, why the gears were slipping in reverse. The drive gear's fine, the worm gear's okay, the gears all seem to be okay, but I took them all out, cleaned them, put them back in again, and it's working fine. There was a little foreign object in there, but I don't think that would cause the gears slipping in one direction. That would maybe cause a wee bit of a kick, usually. So I don't know, it's possible one of the gears was just slightly out of position. If they weren't quite lined up, maybe the gears were working in one direction, but they just moved slightly in reverse and one gear just wasn't engaging. I don't know, but it works now, so that's the main thing. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't film putting all that together. It would have taken a bit of time. I want to focus on getting this tender sorted now. So yeah, I'm not very keen on fitting that. It would do it a push if you didn't have a spare motor casing. It would work, but you'd have to add weight and it would all get a bit messy. Whereas with this, because I'm going to be putting these pickups on either side of the motor there, I can't then fit the weights you would normally fit either side of a ring field, but because there's no motor in there, I can put some lead inside the motor casing, give this a bit more weight. It would probably be okay just with that die-cast motor casing, but we'll get some lead in there as well. Just pop it out just now. And we'll sort this out. We don't need the brush terminals, don't need that off of there. So I'm going to cram some lead in there. So got some loose bits of lead in there. Stick that back on and hopefully that'll work out okay. Yeah, it's a bit rattly. Thought it might be. I'll put something in to pack it. Bit of tape. I'll do it. That's fine. Now we need to get some wheels onto this. These are the wheels that were on it, but they have got the bearings on the axles, but that's those bearings there. So I need to pull these wheels off and get these bearings off. So that wheel off. Bearing out. Fit in there, okay. Got a wee bit of oil in it. That one. Right, okay. Now we need to find some sort of middle wheel, and I've not got a little thing for there. Let's see if I've got one. I think that's what I'm after there. Wheels. Yeah, they might work. Take this off again. Get that wee thing in there. So that'll go there. That'll go in there. Might work. Let's just put this on the track. Looks okay. Clicks in place. And need to screw these pickups into place. That's screwed in. So that pickup just going to tuck behind the wheel as it should. Yep. Okay. So that pickup in. It's very dull in here today. Got all my lights on, but it's a dull, dreich day outside, so there's no daylight coming in at all. I used a very Scottish word there, dreich. It means wet and miserable. But then it is October, and it's been a very dry summer, so the rain is welcome. Right, that's that pickup in. The big question is the polarity of this, because I didn't wire this up, so we'll need to see what happens when we connect this to the locomotive, because I'm not 100% sure I've got the polarity right on these wires, but I don't want to resolder these, so if this shorts out, we'll mess about with the wiring on the tender rather than the locomotive. But let's couple this up and see if it runs. Right, knowing my luck, this is going to short out, but let's give it a go. Hey, it's working. Excellent. So that's a relief. No polarity issue. It all works. So we'll get a bit of oil in all the linkages. Right, so Let's make sure this fits on okay. Like that. Give it a wee go over with a dusty brush. Wheels are all fine, right. Fit the body on and then the front bogie. Right, so that tucks in there. That goes down there. That, and that bogie goes on there. Oh yeah, we need a spring for this, don't we? Forgot about that. We'll see how it goes without it. I've got some springs on order, but we'll see how it goes without one. I think it'll probably be okay. And there we go. 9F sorted, I think. Final wee test. Seems fine. It's pulling about 200 milliamps. But there we go, that's this 9F sorted. Let's pull it out of the shed. So there we go, that's Duncan's 9F sorted. No idea what was wrong with the gears, but taking them out and putting them back in fixed it. Either one wasn't engaged properly, or maybe the motor was lifting up in reverse, but you know, it was clamped in fully, so I don't think that was the problem. Anyway, it's sorted now, and I fitted an old motor casing into the tender with some lead, added some middle wheels, sorted the wiring, and it runs fine. Also off camera I removed the front coupling, which Duncan had asked me to do, and I fitted a coupling to the tender, and also found a wee spring for the front bogie. Nice to have a locomotive driven 9F. I haven't worked on one before. I'd definitely like to get one for myself at some point, so we'll be keeping an eye out at exhibitions. Okay, I shall get this packed up and sent back to Duncan, and we shall see what's next. Catch you later, folks.